Ladies and gentlemen, on a brisk winter day, preferably clear skies, if you see white smoke coming out of a chimney like that, chances are they got a steam boiler. And if they got a steam boiler and you got that white smoke up there, I can tell you this, they're not electing a new pope. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. Love me Friday. Friday morning, folks. November 14th, 2025. Heading to my first service call. 7:20 here in the morning. In the great state of New York. We have an existing residential client, not too far away. They got a Burnham gas-fired heating system, and it's on the fritz. Let's go see what's going on. During this service call, I will be wearing my Ray-Ban Meta glasses. These glasses allow me to record video and pictures, as well as sound and audio. They're pretty cool, pretty reasonable, and they're available in prescription frames. Prescription frames. I may put a link in the description box down below, but they, as you can see, videos, not too shabby. So apparently the homeowner took her son to school, and she'll be here momentarily. So I am a few minutes early. Gives me an opportunity to check out the wrap on my vehicle. If you're in any trade, whether it's a plumbing, electrical, HVAC trades. If you're not wrapping your trucks, you're missing out on an amazing opportunity to have basically a billboard on wheels. Facts. That wrap was around $3,500, if that, maybe a little bit cheaper. My Sprinters cost around, mid threes, up to $4,000. Full vehicle wrap. I even got the roof done on this one. It's pretty cool. Do it. Yeah. Steam boiler. Huge, too. Have you tried to do anything?
My husband had taken it off, but then he's like, I don't know what to do. So.
Okay, there's a lot of rust staining on the bottom. And also in the burner tubes as well. Alright, that's on. Rust. Man. Take the combustion plate off. Also contains the rollout switch. Now let's see if we have a pilot there. Negative. Holy shit. She done. Take some of these burners out. Wow. Well, if I'm gonna relight a pilot for them, might as well take all their burners out and at least get a better view up in there. Alright, let me take you inside the boiler. Here we go, folks. Here goes nothing. go, folks. Here goes nothing. I got this Jet Pro USB barbecue lighter with the flexible gooseneck here. Perfect for lighting pilots. We're going to take that and put that to pilot. Push down on it. Let's light. Okay. I'm going to hold that down for about a minute. As you guys can see, the pilot is lit. I'm going to at least give them some value and brush off these burners. Hi.
Hi.
You have a minute for me?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'll call you back.
The pilot was out on the boiler. There's a pilot, a gas pilot, small little flame. It's on 24/7, 365. That was out.
It just goes out by itself?
No, they usually go out for a reason.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm getting up to. That the amount of rust and like debris that's inside where the burners are is not normal. I took a little video. I took a video with my phone and looked inside the bottom of the boiler. It appears that something is leaking. Now, whether it's the boiler itself, we'll find out shortly. But I want to vacuum out all that. There's tons of stuff in there, by the way. It's packed with like just chunks of like debris that shouldn't be there. Probably from the boiler itself.
Oh, okay.
Which is not good, because at the end of the day, if the boiler has a crack in it or a hole, or the steam is going up the chimney instead of into the piping, there's no repair of that.
Did you say that the steam is going up through the
Chimney instead of into the
because
pipe.
the other day,
You saw white smoke top of the chimney?
I was like,
Yeah.
who lit a fire?
Yeah, white smoke, right? Like clouds.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you weren't electing a pope in the bag.
And then I came in because I was like, I know he didn't put on the fireplace, and
no.
he didn't.
So if you saw that, we'll confirm that. But I want to clean out. The problem is, not the problem is, but if I go to the next step without cleaning what you have, we're gonna have a mess.
Okay.
So if the pilot is going out because water or moisture is hitting it from the leak above, it's gonna keep going out. I'll show you how to relight it, but let me at least vacuum out the junk that's there. I'm gonna brush off the burners, just trying to make it somewhat functional and safe. Because if you really had steam going up the chimney, you'll need a new boiler, and sooner rather than later, because the gas that you're burning and paying for is heating the air outside and not the piping and the radiators inside the house. So I want to vacuum out the inside of the boiler. I'm going to brush off all the burners. I'm going to show you how to relate the pilot. It's very simple. You just need a barbecue lighter, and we'll see if it's actually leaking. Because once we do that, I'm going to run it. We'll run it for a little while, and if we see steam, and it really is steam at the top of the chimney, that's a new boiler, and there's no sugarcoating that, unfortunately.
And what's in the boiler?
Is there a basement entrance besides this?
No.
So around, there's financing available, 0 interest, like Best Buy, like a TV, but obviously a much big TV. We do over things like that, but let me just put this back together and see what's going on. If everything else works, listen, if I could safely get it running for you, you'll buy yourself some more time, and at least you'll know how to relight the pilot that keeps going out, and you can budget it and plan accordingly. So if all goes well and everything fires up the way it should be, today's gonna be around 3. But we'll see what happens. I'm not gonna leave until it's safe and you know how to relight it. It's very easy.
Okay.
Very easy, okay?
All right.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get the vacuum for the truck. Let's vacuum this out. Oh, damn battery's dead. Really? Why can't you cooperate? All right, I took out all the burners. All right, I took out all the burners, vacuumed out the bottom of the combustion chamber, relit the pilot. Let's turn the power on, put the plate back on, and see how she does. All right, the vent damper is gonna cycle close. Right now it's open, it's closing. When the low water cutoff is done restarting. Oh, Nest thermostat. There's the thermostat relay. There's the damper opening. And in a moment we'll have ignition. As long as that end switch closes, pressure control's good, rollout switch is good, spill switch is good, we have ignition. I'm using a video scope, looking at the top of the cast iron while it's running. I shouldn't be doing this, but let's see. Time to get out of there, the battery's dying. All right, folks, the boiler's been running for about 15 minutes, and top of the chimney you see some white smoke. Not gray, not black, white smoke. That's clouds of steam that are leaving the cast iron block of the steam boiler because the block is compromised and there's no repair of this. They'll be needing a new boiler, especially since this one is a little bit aged. But remember this, folks, the underlying problem, what caused the failure, needs to be addressed. Don't forget that. I'm going to give you some worthless information, but it's for your own knowledge. Okay? The white smoke that's coming out of the top of the chimney is steam, and the boiler will need to be replaced. Right now it's running. The worthless information that I'm going to tell you, remember this, if the whoever replaces this boiler for you, whether it's us or another company, unless you address the cause of failure, the cause of, the failure is the boiler has a crack in it or a hole in it, but the cause of failure needs to be addressed. And it's probably not like a normal wear and tear, more than likely. Are you with me so far? Okay, I'm gonna dumb it down just a little bit. Not insulting you at all, but just dumb it down a little bit. You have a steam boiler. It heats the house with steam. It boils water in a pot, and that steam travels through pipes that are in the basement, and they go to each radiator. Okay, and then the house is nice and warm, and when the thermostat says I'm happy, it turns off, right? So if you had a pot of water on the stove, and you were boiling it, eventually, and it'll probably be quite some time, eventually all the water will boil off, right? And you would have to add more water to the pot, right? In a steam system, it's a little different, a little bit. Only that the steam is not leaving the boiler. It's leaving the boiler, but going to pipes and going to radiators, and then as it cools, it turns back into water, which slowly makes its way back to the boiler. So you have very little loss, generally. What happens is if there is continuously hissing or a leak somewhere in the system, that steam is going to leave the piping, leave the radiators, and go out, and the automatic water feed, or the valve that's on the boiler that automatically tells, hey, I need more water, plays a role in this, and it gives the boiler fresh water. if you're losing water and it's constantly giving itself more water, whether it's once a week and then it turns into a couple times a week, till it turns into a couple times a day, that was the failure, right? The water loss. And what happens is, as you add this fresh water, which is oxygen-enriched water, in a cast iron pot, which does not like that, it'll slowly cut a hole above the water line. You know, there's a little glass tube on the boiler, so that water level indicates where the water line is of the boiler. So, and it normally stays around halfway. But if you're losing water, the feeder is going to give more water, and it's going to keep repeating the process with fresh oxygenated water, and eventually cut a hole from the inside out of this cast iron pot. And then, when the steam is being made, it's going through that crack and through the exhaust pipe into your chimney and outside. So what I want you to remember, right, and whoever replaces, hopefully it's us, if not whoever it is, whatever, you have a little bit of time, because you're going to see your gas bill, skyrocket, right? The water bill, whatever, water bills are expensive anyway, right, because it's the nature of the beast, but unless the cause is found, this is going to happen again. And it could happen as little as like 3 to 5 years. Keep that in mind.
So when you say the cause, it would be something that's not the actual boiler?
Yes. Yeah, so it's very rare for this cast iron pot to fail unless there's an external circumstance. So for example, the boiler's running. How long have you lived here, by the way?
5 years.
Okay. So when the boiler's running, you may hear an occasional coming from the radiators, or a couple of them, or one of them, or all of them, but just for a brief pause. If you hear that continuously, that hissing sound is steam leaving, and you have a nice humid house, right? But it's also steam leaving and water leaving that needs to be replaced. So if any radiators are continuously hissing, that is the cause of this, mid-teens job that's going to have to get done.
And just like looking forward, how do you get that thing out of here? Even though it wouldn't be my
So
job,
that's the easy part,
Oh,
because
okay.
Getting it out is the easy part. Getting a new one in, even though you're going downhill or downstairs with a big box, is much more complex.
Okay.
So to getting it out, I'll tell you, we cut the piping off the boiler, remove the gas, remove the electric, and we start taking it apart. And literally in an hour, it's gone.
Oh, okay.
All right. The hard part is getting the new one down. We have to check the staircase, make sure it can support literally 800 pounds on a step. Because the house is old. The house is probably like a century year old.
Yes.
That's the joys of owning our own house. Things that get aged. So that wood may be dry, and then, it's not fun. But it is a day job, and eventually you're going to have to do it. So the pilot is on, the boiler's running. That may feel warm already.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
It will.
Yeah. One other thing to remember, and then I'll clean up downstairs. You have this valve, an automatic valve called an automatic water feeder. It could be your best friend. It can also be your worst nightmare. The reason why I say this is that, as someone who fixes steam heating systems, especially in the wintertime, I see them fail. And they fail more often than not in the feed water position. So imagine that automatic feeder just decided to just stay on. Now your piping and the radiators and everything else fills with water, as well as water coming out of those valves on each radiator and flooding out your entire house. It happens. I see it at least 2 or 3 times a year, every heating season. So, one of the last thing, and then I'm done, sorry. When the boiler's replaced, you can keep the water feeder, but you should ask them to not connect it. That way you can monitor how frequently you're adding water on the new system. So let's say, right, a new boiler's installed, and the next day you're gonna add water. Where does water go? Think about it. And then you add water, and then you add it again the next fall. It's not it's the definition of insanity, repeating the same process. But realistically, when you service the boiler, you as a homeowner drain some of the water from the boiler once a month. That'll be the one time you add water. Once a month during the heating season. So remember that, once a month during the heating season. If it's more frequent than that, listen, if it's 20 degrees outside, it's an old house, I get it. You gotta add maybe like a couple times a month. Okay, but when it warms up and it's like 50 degrees out or 40 degrees out and you're still adding water once a day, that's a problem. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you live in the Long Island area of New York and you're tired of getting bamboozled by your HVAC contractor, I want you to pick up the phone, give us a call at 516-295-2448. And hit that alarm bell to get post notifications when I drop a video, because generally every other Friday, year-round, we have a free Friday event where we raise awareness for the Mikey Philanthropy charitable organization, where we provide free or low-cost plumbing, heating, cooling services to those in the community who can't afford to hire a professional. And on every other Friday, year-round, and usually every Friday during the summertime, we have, starting around 12:30, 1 o'clock, a free Friday event where we give out free hot dogs, free french fries, free popcorn, free cotton candy. And once in a blue moon, I break out the charcoal grill and we grill some hamburgers. And it's also an opportunity for you to get the Mikey Pipes version 2.0 poster for $42.50. 100% of all proceeds go to charity. Let's make the trades great again, folks. I'll catch you in the next one. Be well, God bless, stay safe.